Have you ever enjoyed Wagyu pork? It sounds expensive and luxurious because Wagyu is the name associated with the most delicious and expensive beef in the world. To be compared with Wagyu beef, this type of pork must be very expensive and has an excellent flavor. So, what type of pork is so highly appreciated? Let's explore with us in today's video. Wagyu pork? Can you believe it's better than Wagyu beef? Wagyu pork is a popular name recently given by pork enthusiasts. Wagyu pork is not a specific breed of pig or a type of beef, but rather a representation of the quality of pork, meaning that premium pork is comparable in taste to the most delicious and expensive beef in the world. So what types of pork are called Wagyu pork? To find out, first find out what Wagyu beef is. Wagyu is a very popular breed of cattle in Japan, famous for its extremely high-quality beef. This breed is known for its marbling, which is thin lines of fat in the beef muscle, creating a soft and rich flavor. Meanwhile, Wagyu pork is pork that is intended to replicate the desirable qualities of Wagyu beef, such as marbling, tenderness, and flavor. While not a hybrid between a pig and a cow, Wagyu pork involves selectively breeding and raising pigs to achieve superior marbling and quality. Wagyu pigs are fed a special diet that prioritizes nutritional balance and flavor development to enhance marbling. They are often fed grains and vegetables. In particular, pigs need to be allowed to graze in fields to allow them to exercise and enhance the quality of the meat. Careful husbandry and stress reduction techniques are also used to ensure the pig's health. The result is pork with exceptional marbling, tenderness, and flavor, making for a luxurious dining experience. However, standards and uses of Wagyu pork can vary, so it is important to seek out reputable sources and producers. When it comes to Wagyu pork, we often refer to Kurabuta pork because it is a Japanese term. In addition, many people also consider Iberico pork as a type of Wagyu pork. However, this is not a single breed of pig, but in fact there are many high-quality pig breeds that consumers call Wagyu pork. Berkshire pigs, also known as Kurabuta, are a heritage breed of pig originating from England. Renowned for their marbled fat and fresh-tasting meat, Berkshire pork is sought after by chefs and food enthusiasts. The fat in the muscle of Berkshire pork contributes to the tenderness, juiciness, and distinctive flavor of the meat. In the world of pork, Berkshire stands out as a true gem, offering great flavor and a host of health benefits that set it apart from other cuts of pork. According to numerous studies, Berkshire pork contains a higher proportion of monounsaturated fats, which are considered heart-healthy fats. These fats can help lower bad cholesterol levels and reduce the risk of heart disease when consumed in moderation. Not only Berkshire pigs, one of the breeds of pigs with high meat quality and delicious taste is Tamworth pork. This breed of pig originated in England. They are relatively large in size, but their meat is very lean and low in fat. Although Tamworth pork can be less fatty than other breeds, it can still show beautiful marbling when raised under special conditions and feeding regimes. Tamworth pork is often praised for its rich flavor and tenderness. Raised extensively in the United States, Duroc pigs are prized for their exceptional meat quality. The breed is known for its marbling, tenderness, and rich flavor. The genetics of this breed make them well suited to producing premium pork that will satisfy even the most discerning palates. Today, Duroc pigs are among the top 10 most widely raised pig breeds in the world, and they also offer many benefits to farmers. When it comes to delicious pork, we cannot help but mention the Mangalica and Iberico pig breeds. They both originate from Europe but are rarely bred widely. Today, they are considered the rarest and most premium pork in the world. Such delicious flavor is all thanks to the farming activities of farmers. Mangalica pigs are also known as the Kobe beef of pork, a premium and more expensive cut than Wagyu. Originating in Hungary, Mangalica pigs, also known as hairy pigs, are recognized for their unique appearance and remarkable meat quality. Mangalica pork is highly marbled and has a thick layer of fat, contributing to its juiciness and rich flavor. This pork is often considered a delicacy among pork enthusiasts. Originating from Spain or Portugal, the Iberico pig, known primarily for producing excellent hams, can also produce excellent pork. This is a purebred pig breed found only in the Spanish lands. The black pigs are free-range and fed a unique diet of acorns. Yes, Iberico pigs eat acorns while grazing, resulting in pork that is uniquely marbled and has a distinctive flavor. Iberico pork is prized for its richness and complexity. Today, Iberico pigs are also considered the most premium pork in the world. Each premium ham can be sold for tens of thousands of US dollars. Although expensive, many people are willing to spend a lot of money to enjoy this expensive delicacy. We have just discovered the best pork in the world. How do you feel? Leave your comments below to let us know.
Cattle have been domesticated for thousands of years, representing some of the largest and most impressive animals on Earth. The bulls are large, giving off a captivating beauty with their size and strength. So how are these giant cows cared for? Please explore with us. Do you know which breed of cow is the largest in the world? That is the Chianina cattle breed, considered the largest cattle breed globally, originating from Tuscany, Italy. With a height of up to 2 meters and a weight exceeding 1,700 kilograms, these cows are the tallest and heaviest cows in the entire world. With the advent of modern mechanized farming methods, livestock species are emphasized in the selection process, especially the breed's ability to produce beef. Previous selection for working cattle produced a very large breed of cattle with remarkably long, well-functioning legs and strong muscles. Farmers also want to produce draft animals with good temperaments. That's why beef researchers and producers have maintained the breed's size and improved its growth rate, successfully breeding cows of superior size. The Chianina breed has long been famous for its beef production and is also popular as draft cattle. With their ability to withstand warmer climates and resist parasites, they remain one of the oldest and healthiest breeds. Thanks to its physical advantages, Chianina cows have been bred and raised in many regions of the world, typically Brazil and Palestine. These areas have a hot and dry climate, so they are suitable for raising Chianina cattle herds. Usually giant cows are grazed in fields similar to other breeds of cows. However, if animals are raised in barns, the care process will be different. The need to design a good housing system with all the necessary amenities is an important part of Chianina cattle farming operations. Because good livestock cages not only help keep animals healthy, but also keep them away from wild predators and adverse weather conditions. Chianina cattle are classified as a large breed of cattle. Therefore, they will need more barn space than medium-sized cattle breeds. Therefore, the barn needs to ensure appropriate density for raising cows. Giant cow feed needs to ensure enough nutrients to ensure the health of cows. Because good food not only ensures healthy animals but also ensures good fertility. Like other farm animals, Chianina cows also need plenty of clean drinking water every day. Therefore, provide enough clean drinking water for pets according to their needs. Do not provide them with contaminated food or water. Taking good care of livestock is the most important part of the Chianina livestock farming business. Because good care not only helps animals stay healthy but also helps them grow better and produce higher yields. Due to their huge size, many Chianina bulls are crossbred with many other breeds of cows to create larger-sized cows. Therefore, they are also exported to many other regions around the world. With their outstanding size, transporting giant cows is not easy and is more expensive than medium-sized cows. Normally a small truck weighing 3 tons can transport 2 to 3 regular cows. However, it can only transport 1 giant cow. Before transporting cows, it is necessary to provide food and water for the cows to ensure they are not hungry or thirsty. To reduce stress on cows during transportation, people often spread a layer of sand or straw on the truck floor to prevent cows from having leg problems during transportation. The sand layer also creates softness to help cows feel more comfortable on long journeys. Livestock owners often prepare hay on the cart so that the cows do not starve during the long transport process. Beef farms also often own good quality bulls to breed large-sized calves to provide meat. With their outstanding size, they can provide 2.3 times more meat than other common cow breeds. Known for their ancient lineage, Chianina cattle were once used for plowing purposes but are now mainly raised for beef production. This breed of cattle is said to have an unparalleled ability to produce lean meat. The meat is red but still retains a layer of marbling between the muscles. Chianina cuts of beef are often very large compared to many other types of beef. They are prepared into typical steak dishes. This type of beef is also served at many luxury stores in big cities. Today's video has ended. What do you think about today's video? Please leave a comment below to let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. But now goodbye and see you again.
Discover how Chinese farmers raise Wagyu cattle. Wagyu beef from Japan is famous and known globally. Because of the great attraction from this type of beef, many other countries also tried to raise and create their own Wagyu beef. Among them, America and Australia are countries that have successfully created their own Wagyu beef lines. Currently, China is also actively investing in the field of Wagyu cattle farming with the hope of being able to nurture superior quality Wagyu cattle on its own. So, how did the Chinese people nurture and develop this breed of cattle? Let's find out now. Discover how Chinese farmers raise Wagyu cattle. Why is Wagyu cattle farming important in China? Raising and breeding high-quality Wagyu cattle will bring great business opportunities and economic benefits to the Chinese livestock industry. As Chinese people's living standards improve, demand for high-quality beef also increases. Growing its own Wagyu breed will help meet the needs of the domestic consumer market, reduce dependence on imported beef, and will promote Chinese Wagyu products through exports. To achieve the goal of raising Wagyu cattle breed in China, we need to continue to conduct research and innovation in breeding technology at each stage. The primary task of Chinese Wagyu farming is to select high-quality cows, helping to improve the breed characteristics and meat quality of future generations. Through strict breeding standards, they are able to select excellent breeds of cattle adapted to China's climate and environment while maintaining the purebred characteristics of Wagyu. Next is breeding. An important technology in Chinese Wagyu cattle farming is artificial insemination. This technology not only improves farming efficiency, but can also adapt to market needs and meet the demand for different meat characteristics. At the same time, artificial insemination also helps control genetic purity and ensures stability in breed quality. During the growing process, they are applied similar care procedures to Japanese Wagyu cows. After birth, cows are tagged with information about their origin and then taken to farms where they are named and allowed to roam and graze in a comfortable environment. These Wagyu cows are massaged and bathed in warm water every day. In particular, sometimes they also enjoy the feeling of drinking beer, listening to symphonic music, and relaxing. Their food is completely nutritious foods such as young rice, fresh grass, etc., and they are quenched with the purest filtered water. After entering the fattening phase, the cows will be massaged every day. Massage time will depend on the growth stage of each cow and the amount of fat in their body. Daily massage will help cows reduce stress while also reducing the amount of excess fat in the body, helping the vertical and horizontal layers of fat blend into the lean meat layer to create the marbled fat that makes Wagyu beef become more delicious and greasy. Besides, in the hot summer, when the temperature increases, cows will be given beer to stimulate their taste buds and make food easier to digest. And during this period, cow farmers are not allowed to let their cows gain more than 0.6 kilograms per day. The closer it gets to the final stage of slaughtering, the more important and thorough the care of Wagyu cows becomes, so that the cows can put more energy into their bodies while minimizing energy consumption. At this stage, cows also eat more grass at night to quickly gain weight. In addition, regular vaccination, disease monitoring, and pathogen detection can effectively prevent the occurrence and spread of diseases, ensuring the health and productivity of the herd. Through continuous improvement of breeding technology and accumulation of experience, the quality and reproductive efficiency of Chinese Wagyu cattle will continue to improve, and also promote the development of the Chinese meat market, both domestically and internationally. Before becoming high-quality meat products and reaching consumers, these cows must go through a very strict processing process. It is a closed-chain system equipped with modern equipment such as conveyor systems, cutting machines, etc. First, the cow will be processed and then cleaned. Next is processing to remove some unnecessary parts such as their internal organs, feathers, or skin. Then cut them into parts and package them. Finally, it is preserved and brought to market. Because it undergoes special care, Wagyu beef feels much fresher with an irresistible sweet and soft flavor. To be able to feel the wonderful blend of premium meat, we should process it into steak so that the layers of fat gradually melt and blend with each fiber of meat. With this cooking method, Wagyu beef will be just cooked. When you eat it, you will feel the softness that melts in your mouth and the fatty layer of fat that creates an irresistible flavor. Both an attractive and healthy dish, the nutritional ingredients in Wagyu beef help fight diseases like Alzheimer's, bone and joint diseases, blood pressure, cardiovascular diseases, physical weakness, etc., and many other great benefits. Do you think cacti are just houseplants or vegetation that grows on dry land? Yes, because they are actually drought-tolerant plants, which is great for those who are lazy about watering their plants. But wait! You are missing out on a really great use for this plant, which is as cow feed. It may sound strange, but cacti are actually one of the sustainable sources of food for cows, especially in areas with water shortages. Today, we will explore this interesting fact. Cactus. Just hearing the name makes us feel the thorns, right? Most of us know that cacti grow in extremely arid places. No one waters or cares for them, but they still live healthily like a warrior. They not only survive in harsh conditions, but also equip themselves with a thorny shell to protect themselves from all intrusions. Some species can even survive when the temperature reaches 40 degrees Celsius and still be awake. Growing cacti to feed cows? It sounds like a crazy idea, but it actually makes sense. If you are a smart farmer, you can grow cacti on land where no other plants can grow. It doesn't need much water. Poor soil? Cactus doesn't care. And cows will eat well, drink natural water without worrying about lack of food. So why not try it? Listen, you won't be a hard-working farmer when growing these cacti. In contrast to other plants that need fertile soil and lots of water, cacti are much easier. They can grow on poor soil, don't need much water, and importantly, become a useful food source for cows. The most popular cactus variety is Opuntia because they are least thorny and most delicious. The process of growing cacti is quite simple and does not require much investment. Simply take sections of cactus from a mature plant, at least 20 to 30 centimeters long, don't be too stingy. Bury them about 5 to 10 centimeters deep in the ground. Cactus plants root easily and thrive without much care. The only thing they need is loose, not waterlogged soil and a little water if it gets too dry. The cactus can be harvested after about 1 to 2 years, after which the plant will continue to grow for many more years. Unlike the harvesting process for other agricultural products, when harvesting cactus for cows, people will cut off large sections of the stem. But don't worry, the plant will grow back quickly from the base and they can harvest periodically. Therefore, the cows will be provided with a food source all year round. In order for the cows to be able to enjoy the cactus safely, the farmer will have to handle it a bit. Usually, large-scale cattle farms will use incinerators to remove the dangerous sharp thorns, avoiding injury to the cows. Therefore, if you see burnt cacti on the farm, don't think that there is a cactus barbecue party going on. In addition, they can remove the thorns by cutting or peeling. However, cows are smarter than you think. They rarely eat cactus that still have thorns. After removing the thorns, the cactus can be chopped and fed directly to the cows. Some farmers also grind or chop the cactus and mix it with dry feed in the appropriate proportion. Although cactus is low in protein, only about 5%, it is a perfect choice when combined with nutritious feed. So, why is cactus a perfect choice for raising cattle? First of all, it saves on feed costs, especially during droughts when other feed sources become scarce. An interesting comparison is that cactus contains up to 75% of the energy of corn, but costs 20 times less to produce in harsh semi-arid environments. A recent study in Brazil showed that replacing corn silage with cactus increased the production efficiency of dairy cows without affecting milk quality. In particular, other foods need to be preserved in dry or fermented form, but cacti can be preserved all year round without spoiling, still retaining the necessary amount of water. In addition, this food is also a source of vitamin A and a large amount of non-fibrous carbohydrates, NFC, which helps increase energy for livestock. Welcome to our channel. Today, we will explore a traditional Chinese village where handmade charcoal production has existed for centuries. Traditional charcoal production not only brings income to farmers, but also crystallizes the culture of ancient villages. Don't take your eyes off the video to not miss interesting information. Charcoal making in China has existed for a long time, an indispensable part of the culture and life of many villages. Before gas became popular, every household had to rely on wood or charcoal to make fire. Today, although the demand for charcoal has decreased, the charcoal making profession still exists, thanks to the passion of those who want to preserve the tradition. Charcoal making in China has existed for a long time, an indispensable part of the culture and life of many villages. Before gas became popular, every household had to rely on wood or charcoal to make fire. Today, although the demand for charcoal has decreased, the charcoal making profession still exists, thanks to the passion of those who want to preserve the tradition. The characteristic of traditional charcoal making villages is that the charcoal kiln is built of bricks or stones, forming a solid dome shape. The charcoal kiln consists of two main parts, the combustion chamber and the smoldering chamber, connected by heat pipes. The gaps in the kiln must be fixed and sealed with mud. The charcoal kiln must also have a kiln door to put in raw materials and take out charcoal, along with a chimney to discharge smoke and dissipate heat. To protect the kiln body from damage by rain and wind, farmers will arrange the kiln house and cover it above. To create quality charcoal products, choosing the type of wood is a prerequisite. Hardwood is often preferred because it produces high-quality charcoal. For example, acacia charcoal, popular in early Taiwan, is suitable for spicy grilled dishes such as wild boar. Longan charcoal, which is hard and dense, can maintain a long burning time, is smokeless at high temperatures, and has a light fruity smell. Mahogany charcoal, which is often used for seafood, is also harder and burns longer. Oak charcoal can be stored for a long time and has many uses such as fuel, grilling food, dehumidifying, etc. Finally, bamboo charcoal, which is porous and has strong absorption, is used to remove dirt, prevent moisture, and deodorize. After being cut into short pieces, the wood is left to dry for a period of time. The small branches will be used as fuel to burn the charcoal. Once prepared, the wood is moved into the kiln and stacked tightly inside. The stacking of the wood requires careful attention to ensure even heat conduction during the burning process. This is a laborious task, as the farmer has to transport a lot of wood to fill this giant kiln. The kiln door is then sealed with bricks and mud, leaving only a small opening for the fire to be lit. The kiln will burn continuously for several days, depending on the type of wood and how dry the tree is. Some types of wood only take about 10 days to turn into charcoal, while mangrove wood can take up to 32 days. During this time, the farmer must maintain the fire 24 hours a day to ensure the charcoal burning process goes smoothly. The charcoal burning process requires careful observation. The smoke from the kiln will gradually change from black to gray, white, clear blue, and smokeless. This is when the fire must be stopped and the kiln sealed to allow the carbonization process to take place. After that, it takes about 2 weeks for the kiln to cool naturally before the workers can take out the coal. The whole process from starting the kiln to taking out the coal takes about 30 to 45 days. When the kiln is opened, the temperature inside is usually very high. The working environment is extremely harsh, hot, and dusty. The coal after being taken out needs to be screened, because not every batch produces good quality coal. Too big a fire will lead to too much carbonization, while too small a fire will not be enough to completely carbonize. If the coal core is dark, yellow, and bright, it means that the carbonization process is complete and the quality is good. On the contrary, dark gray indicates that the wood is not completely carbonized and is prone to producing black smoke, resulting in poor quality coal. Every step in the process requires meticulousness and precision, from maintaining the temperature in the kiln to checking the color and the quality of the charcoal. Charcoal production not only brings income to the people, but also has a significant impact on the environment. These craft villages often develop sustainably by planting new trees to replace the ones that have been exploited. The charcoal market is still very vibrant, with many demands from culinary and industrial uses. However, the focus needs to be on protecting the environment and finding ways to reduce emissions. Although the advent of modern technology and equipment has greatly affected the traditional charcoal production profession, many charcoal kilns still exist as cultural icons and tourist attractions. Welcome to our channel. Today, we will explore a traditional Chinese village where handmade charcoal production has existed for centuries. Traditional charcoal production not only brings income to farmers, but also crystallizes the culture of ancient villages. Don't take your eyes off the video to not miss interesting information. Charcoal making in China has existed for a long time, an indispensable part of the culture and life of many villages. Before gas became popular, every household had to rely on wood or charcoal to make fire. Today, although the demand for charcoal has decreased, the charcoal making profession still exists, thanks to the passion of those who want to preserve the tradition. The characteristic of traditional charcoal making villages is that the charcoal kiln is built of bricks or stones, forming a solid dome shape. The charcoal kiln consists of two main parts, the combustion chamber and the smoldering chamber, connected by heat pipes. The gaps in the kiln must be fixed and sealed with mud. The charcoal kiln must also have a kiln door to put in raw materials and take out charcoal, along with a chimney to discharge smoke and dissipate heat. To protect the kiln body from damage by rain and wind, farmers will arrange the kiln house and cover it above. To create quality charcoal products, choosing the type of wood is a prerequisite. Hardwood is often preferred because it produces high-quality charcoal. For example, acacia charcoal, popular in early Taiwan, is suitable for spicy grilled dishes such as wild boar. Longan charcoal, which is hard and dense, can maintain a long burning time, is smokeless at high temperatures, and has a light fruity smell. Mahogany charcoal, which is often used for seafood, is also harder and burns longer. Oak charcoal can be stored for a long time and has many uses such as fuel, grilling food, dehumidifying, etc. Finally, bamboo charcoal, which is porous and has strong absorption, is used to remove dirt, prevent moisture, and deodorize. After being cut into short pieces, the wood is left to dry for a period of time. The small branches will be used as fuel to burn the charcoal. Once prepared, the wood is moved into the kiln and stacked tightly inside. The stacking of the wood requires careful attention to ensure even heat conduction during the burning process. This is a laborious task, as the farmer has to transport a lot of wood to fill this giant kiln. The kiln door is then sealed with bricks and mud, leaving only a small opening for the fire to be lit. The kiln will burn continuously for several days, depending on the type of wood and how dry the tree is. Some types of wood only take about 10 days to turn into charcoal, while mangrove wood can take up to 32 days. During this time, the farmer must maintain the fire 24 hours a day to ensure the charcoal burning process goes smoothly. The charcoal burning process requires careful observation. The smoke from the kiln will gradually change from black to gray, white, clear blue, and smokeless. This is when the fire must be stopped and the kiln sealed to allow the carbonization process to take place. After that, it takes about 2 weeks for the kiln to cool naturally before the workers can take out the coal. The whole process from starting the kiln to taking out the coal takes about 30 to 45 days. When the kiln is opened, the temperature inside is usually very high. The working environment is extremely harsh, hot, and dusty. The coal after being taken out needs to be screened, because not every batch produces good quality coal. Too big a fire will lead to too much carbonization, while too small a fire will not be enough to completely carbonize. If the coal core is dark, yellow, and bright, it means that the carbonization process is complete and the quality is good. On the contrary, dark gray indicates that the wood is not completely carbonized and is prone to producing black smoke, resulting in poor quality coal. Every step in the process requires meticulousness and precision, from maintaining the temperature in the kiln to checking the color and the quality of the charcoal. Charcoal production not only brings income to the people, but also has a significant impact on the environment. These craft villages often develop sustainably by planting new trees to replace the ones that have been exploited. The charcoal market is still very vibrant, with many demands from culinary and industrial uses. However, the focus needs to be on protecting the environment and finding ways to reduce emissions. Although the advent of modern technology and equipment has greatly affected the traditional charcoal production profession, many charcoal kilns still exist as cultural icons and tourist attractions. Did you know that garlic was once shunned by British and American cultures because its pungent smell lingered even after meals? However, by the late 1900s, the United States had emerged as the garlic capital of the world. About 24,000 acres of garlic were grown each year, yielding a total of about 400 million pounds. Large-scale factories and farms were once the pride of their country. So, what happened to the industry? Why did the million-dollar garlic factories close? Join me in today's video to find out the truth. The story of garlic in America begins in the early 1890s, when immigrants from Southern Europe arrived in California's Santa Clara Valley. With fertile soil and a mild climate, garlic quickly became a staple in vegetable gardens. However, it wasn't until early 1929 that commercial garlic cultivation really took off, and the largest garlic farms were born. The garlic industry has emerged as a national phenomenon, bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue for farmers. California is the largest producer of garlic in the United States, with 90% of the country's garlic grown and processed here. The smell of garlic wafts through the towns, so you can easily recognize this as a large-scale garlic processing area. In the United States, garlic is usually planted in the fall, in carefully plowed and prepared raised beds. The timing of planting is extremely important. Plant early enough so that the soil does not freeze before the root system develops, but late enough that they do not emerge from the ground. According to statistics, there are hundreds of varieties of garlic grown in the United States, but the most common on farms are California early and California late. The garlic cloves will be planted about 1.5 inches deep. On large-scale farms, garlic planting is mainly done with specialized transplanters, which optimizes time and effort. Garlic takes about 9 months to grow and is ready to harvest when 40 to 60% of the leaves turn yellow, usually around mid-July. On some farms, garlic can be harvested by hand, but modern farms today often use automated machinery for greater efficiency. From the field, garlic is cleaned and transported to the processing plant, where sorting and packaging take place. Typically, garlic is sold by the pound, by the vine, or by the bulb. However, dried garlic accounts for about 75% of garlic consumed in the United States, so dried garlic processing plants are becoming more popular. Modern high-capacity machinery ensures that garlic is supplied to both domestic and export markets. One of the largest and most famous garlic producers in the United States is Gilroy, California. It even holds an annual garlic festival to celebrate this valuable crop. And you may not know it, April 19th is that anniversary. While once the garlic capital of the world, the US garlic industry has lost that status. By 1990, Chinese garlic had flooded the US market with about 60 million pounds. This imported garlic was about 4 times cheaper than American garlic, which severely affected the industry. Although the US government raised tariffs to curb the impact of Chinese garlic, many garlic farms closed. Half of California's largest garlic packing plants have disappeared in the past decade. In just a few months, the amount of cheap garlic imported into the United States is nearly equal to the annual production of Christopher Ranch, the largest garlic packing plant in the country. In addition, a shortage of workers has caused garlic farms to shrink. Therefore, their only solution to this problem is to increase wages for workers. This also leads to increased labor costs, affecting profits and decisions to develop farms. All these factors have pushed large-scale garlic farms and factories in the United States into an unprecedented, difficult situation. The garlic industry in the United States is no longer as dominant as it once was, but in this situation, farmers still find a ray of hope. New directions have been implemented to increase profits, as the average American consumes 2.5 pounds of garlic per year. One of the most popular trends today is organic garlic production. With health awareness and changing consumption habits, consumers are increasingly paying attention to the quality and safety of products. Therefore, many farms are also applying organic garlic growing techniques to meet this demand. Therefore, there are special garlic products priced up to $1 per bulb. In addition, increasing modern machinery and equipment and reducing labor are also effective ways to increase productivity and limit costs. Farms are gradually focusing on product quality. It is predicted that garlic production in the United States will continue to increase in the coming years. This is a positive signal for garlic factories to recover and develop in the future. Do you think the U.S. garlic production and processing industry will regain its glory? Please share your opinion in the comments section.